The pressurizing reason your blood traps oxygen the same way an ancient Antarctic lake has for 15 million years, sealed, hidden, utterly dark. And in 2012, when Russian scientists finally drilled through 4 kilometers of ice to reach it, what came back up was glowing. And nobody told you that part. That's Lake Vostok, buried under Antarctica since before your species walked the Earth. 250 kilometers long, 50 kilometers wide. A body of liquid water the size of Lake Ontario, sitting alive beneath the most frozen continent on the planet. It should be solid. It should be dead. But the crushing weight of the ice above generates enough pressure to keep it liquid, the same mechanism that keeps blood moving through your compressed arteries when your heart pounds. You and this lake share a survival strategy, and you're about to find out what that means. Here is what the official reports left out. The oxygen concentration inside Lake Vostok is 50 times higher than any freshwater lake on Earth's surface. 50. That's not a measurement error. That's a pressure cooker. A sealed system where gas has been accumulating for millions of years, forcing itself into solution, changing the chemistry of everything alive down there in ways we haven't fully mapped. And when you sustain that kind of pressure on living systems long enough, strange things happen. The first time scientists extracted a physical sample from Vostok's water column, it glowed. Not a burst, not a flash. A sustained, low-level chemiluminescence that showed up in the analysis instruments before anyone could explain it. Something in that water was producing light. In a lake that had received 0 photons of sunlight for 15 million years, something down there had been making its own. Here's where it reaches inside you. Your digestive tract right now is running the same base chemistry. Chemosynthetic organisms, life that never needed sunlight, that runs purely on chemical reactions, live inside you. They process oxygen. They produce light-reactive compounds. The survival mechanism Vostok's organisms evolved in the dark is not foreign to your body. It is ancestral. It is what life looked like before the sun became a resource. Vostok isn't an alien world beneath the ice. It's a memory, and we almost lost it before we understood what it was remembering. And then the story breaks in a direction nobody predicted. In 2013, the team published its DNA analysis of the samples. They identified bacteria, thousands of species, adapted to cold, pressure, complete darkness. But 17% of the sequences they recovered matched nothing in any known database. Not similar to anything classified. Not a close relative. Genuinely unclassifiable. Genetic information that had diverged so far from the tree of life that science had no category to place it in. 17% unknown. Nobody leads with that number. Consider what 15 million years of complete isolation does to a living genome. Every evolutionary pressure that shaped life on the surface, UV radiation, predation, climate swings, competition for sunlight, none of it reached Vostok. Whatever organisms were alive when the ice sealed that lake kept evolving. In the dark, under pressure, on oxygen-rich chemistry, with 0 information from the outside world. They became something that shares ancestors with surface life but no longer shares its rules. And then we drilled a hole in their world, and it started glowing. The chemiluminescence doesn't make immediate sense. Bioluminescence evolved on the surface as communication, as a lure, as a warning. But Vostok life had no surface predators, no light-sensitive competitors, no reason to produce photons until something from above broke through the ice and changed the pressure. One interpretation: the glow is a stress signal, a chemical immune response. Something recognizing the seal has been broken and firing every biochemical alarm it has. The same way your own body floods with cortisol the moment it senses a breach. The other interpretation is harder to sit with. In the deep ocean, bioluminescence is often a trap. Anglerfish, siphonophores, colonial organisms that produce light to draw things closer before consuming them. Vostok contains predator-prey dynamics we haven't mapped yet, and 17% unknown DNA suggests it might. Then the light appearing at the drill site may not be distress. It may be how Vostok responds to new arrivals. The Russian team has not returned for a second water column sample. The project was suspended. Equipment issues. Contamination protocol, treaty obligations, all of those things are true, and the drill hole is closing. Ice reseals at roughly 1 meter per year. Within decades, there will be no physical record that we ever broke through. Whatever was glowing in that sample will be sealed back beneath 4 kilometers of ice, evolving, adapting, in the dark. The question that nobody has answered isn't why Vostok glows. It's whether the life down there, the 17% we cannot name, the organisms that spent 15 million years developing in total isolation, whether they registered that something entered their world in 2012. And whether, somewhere in the sealed chemistry of that dark pressurized water, something has already begun preparing for the next time we come back down.